Need it, the banner.
Yeah, I know.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on this planet of ours. Welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Third and Long podcast. My name is, of course, Shane Harris. I have to my immediate top, Mr. Oliver Butler Henderson, and my other side, Mr. Oliver Hope. We are missing our brother in arms, Philip Perrins. God knows where he is, but I imagine he'll be on at some point. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. How are we doing?
I'm good, thank you, Shane. How are you?
Exhausted, but we move.
Oh, yes. It's been a busy old week. It's been a busy old week, as always, in the NFL as well. Actually, no, it hasn't. That's a lie. It's been quite quiet.
Well, I mean, the coaching carousel's started to turn a bit more.
Yes.
It has. It definitely has. I mean, it's looking good. We're getting there. We're slowly getting there.
There's the coordinator carousel.
Hopefully, Phil will be with us soon. He did come and then vanished, so I think he might have some
technical difficulties
at his end. Phil, get a better laptop. So once he gets that pay rise that the teachers demand, he'll be able to afford one. All right, let's start. We do have quite a bit to get through tonight. Let's start with the news that broke about an hour and a half ago, just as I was about to start coaching, actually.
This Frank Reich one's a bit weird. Here's my take on it. He had a stacked coach team, in my opinion. You know, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, DeForest Buckner, people like that. And he couldn't get the job done.
Yeah,
he missed out on the playoffs last year awfully by losing to the worst team in football. This year, he just seemed to forget how to coach. So I think this is a bit of a weird one. And Steve Wilkes, in my opinion, was doing a good job in Carolina.
Completely, you know. Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I mean, yes, okay, Frank Reich started his career with Carolina Panthers as quarterback. He was their first quarterback ever. So he was their first starting quarterback in the NFL. So it makes sense for them going back to him. But yeah, I mean, as you said, he had, Offensive Player of the Year from last year, Jonathan Taylor, running for MVP last season as well. It is a very, very strange one, and I don't quite get it personally. But wish him all the best of luck, and just hope he's out there to prove someone wrong.
It does make you think, though, who's going to be hired as the next Colts head coach. I believe Saturday is still in the running.
Yeah, Saturday, I believe, had his second interview today.
That's mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
I think the owner likes Saturday because of the connection that he played for so long.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the fact that I'm going to go with not a great head coach. So sorry, actually, let me rephrase. A not very experienced head coach.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously, yes, he coaches at high school level, but going from high school to NFL, that's like me going from like the team I coach, which is a bunch of under 11s, to coaching the Premier League. I'm not going to say United, but
I know we can have a job opening.
We can have a job. Have they sacked him then?
Yeah, they sacked Colo Torre.
Oh, I didn't know
that. Yeah, he went about a few hours ago. I already found out myself. It's a strange one. It really is. I thought they would have gone someone who'd a bit more experience. I know everyone who literally was looking for a head coach interviewed Sean Payton along the line. Looks like he's probably going to end up in Denver. we'll
I
see.
don't know, mate.
Second interview.
No, I've seen Arizona were strong contenders for him.
Yeah, he I believe Sean on Good Morning Football they said Peyton was at Arizona today interviewing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd rather keep him out the NFC West.
Mahat, you love that. Bob is back in New England, and he has arrived.
Here's look.
Volume, but he's
He's
arrived.
on mute. He's on mute, but
Out. Speak.
You can't hear him.
He's only doing a very good impression of mine. He'll be back.
This Bill O'Brien news, I don't think myself and Ollie Hope should have any input on this whatsoever. Let's ask the Pats fan. Ollie, what do you think of this appointment?
Shall I go and get some of my colleagues to talk about how I was dancing around the office on Tuesday Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever day it broke? I can't remember now. When this broke, I was literally hands in the air going, yes! I had clients in the well, I didn't. I was without a client. I had people looking at me going, what the sorry, Patriots just hired a coach I wanted. It's brilliant. Obviously, me and Ollie were listening to what Colin Hurd said earlier on about how the Patriots are like literally trying to erupt from the inside out, how it's been hiring people like that, and how Mac absolutely hated Joe Judge with a passion. Bill O'Brien was Mac's OC for his last year at Bama. He's going to know how he's going to get the best out of Mac. For crying out loud, he took them to the college championship. He won the college championship with them. I mean, Bama guaranteed to win it most seasons, but he's going to know how to do it. He's going to have it set up so he has that offense ready to roll with dual threat tight ends. He will get the best out of Jono. He will get the best out of Hunter Henry. They will re-sign Jacoby Myers because Bill O'Brien's going to want that. He's going to know how to use Devontae Parker, that big body wide receiver. He's going to know how to use a run the game because they're hiring a new O-line and run game coordinator as well. So they are now trying to build now to try and get that coaching set in. You know, Jared Mayo is wanted for DC by so many teams, stayed in New England to be defensive coordinator. He is now, next in line for the throne.
Who is your DC at the moment?
Steve
Belichick.
Yeah, he was calling the plays, but
he
was calling the plays, but there wasn't any DC OC official title. But now there is. Jared Mayo is DC. Bill O'Brien is OC, hence the Bob in my name.
Just talking about the Bill O'Brien-Mac partnership, I actually read something really interesting the other day, which was when Bill O'Brien joined Alabama, apparently Mac taught Bill O'Brien the offense.
Yep.
So it shows that they have respect both ways, not just one way. And I'm not very high on Mac. I've been quite vocal about that, but I do think.
Have you?
Yeah, I've mentioned it once or twice.
I would have guessed.
I do think that Bill O'Brien will get the best out of Mac, and I think the Patriots maybe succeed next year.
Possibly. I mean, it depends who we draft and how we draft. I just changed something.
It's hard to see me. It's hard for me to see you guys beating the Bills to the AFC East title, but I think you sort of the wild cards.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it depends how we. I mean, if we fix the O-line on that one, bring in some solid wide receiver O-liners, from free agency, then go and get some skill players in the draft. Who knows? Speculation on that, but it's promising that things are starting to be rebuilt. It's maybe Kraft going, you can have what you want, but I'm not having that shit show again.
Yeah.
Because that was, Max also come out and said he wants to be coached harder. And Brady, Garoppolo, and Hoyer all called Bill O'Brien Teapot because he flipped off and he boiled up and threw it's almost like Sir Alex Ferguson kind of thing, kicked you off and all that. Yeah. So hopefully we'll now see the best of what Matt can do. It's his third year. It is meant to be their breakout year when they're quarterbacks, but we'll see.
Nathaniel Hackett at the Jets.
When this was like he was interviewing, I put in the Patriots group chat a load of laughing emojis.
And our group chats.
And our group chat, yes. Nathaniel Hackett is a good OC. Now, the rumours I've heard today is a little bit worrying because the reason he went to Denver as head coach is because Denver believes they can get Aaron Rodgers. Rumours I've heard today is that Green Bay have said 2 first-round picks and they'll have Aaron Rodgers, and the rumours are Jets said they are willing to pay that.
Oh.
We know how good Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett got on.
We also know Aaron Rodgers is beginning to look a bit like over-the-hill quarterback, though. And I'm assuming you're saying you're worried because of the AFC East.
Yeah, giving that little bit of extra je ne sais quoi. Make it a little bit difficult.
I really hope the Jets do well.
I think the Jets are a decent quarterback away from being a very dangerous team.
I really like Robert Saleh, which is why I want them to do well, not just to try and annoy Ollie. So I would like to see them do well. But if Rodgers goes there and, the Nathaniel Hackett connection works, that could be a scary division next year with the Bills, the Dolphins, with hopefully a healthy Tua, Aaron Rodgers based New York, and then the Patriots. That could be a good division next year.
The thing is, though, New York, Garrett Wilson aside, is probably going to be a WR1. Okay, yes, and you've got Tyler Conklin, you've got CJ Uzomah. The thing is, though, Aaron Rodgers, you hear about quarterbacks going down to South from the warm, practice going with the wide receivers, doing some practicing in the off-season. I've never heard Aaron Rodgers do that.
No.
Tom Brady's done it. Steelers went down and did it.
Trey Lance
did it. Mac did it as well early on as well, just to understand people. Hello.
Wait for it.
Hello.
Yay!
Hello.
Yay!
If anybody wanted to know a reason for why teachers are going on strike next week, it's being given rubbish equipment from your school and expected to function with it.
I've already taken the mick out of that, saying that you need to buy a new laptop with your pay rise that you're going to get from striking.
Yes. Well, anyway, I'm not talking about industrial action. I'm actually not allowed to, especially considering that we have some of my students that will be listening to this pod. How are you doing, gents? I'm really sorry. Rubbish equipment.
It is
he a good teacher?
Yes. Please come
Oh, don't ask them that. Don't ask that. Don't comment on whether or not I'm a good teacher. It'll break my heart because I'll make a load of fake accounts.
Simple question is, but do they want attention to or not? Simple question. That's true. One of my genuine phrases is that you don't tend to bite the hand that grades you. So I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one. We're talking about the potential Nathaniel Hackett signing for New York as their OC, and the possibility of Aaron Rodgers joining them because Green Bay are willing to take 2 first-round picks and New York are willing to give them that.
Okay, so because I saw this prior to coming on, I genuinely thought Hackett might find his way back in San Francisco. Like, I'm not bouncing off the fact of like the bandwagon and all that just yet. I genuinely thought he would end up at some point back with Kyle Shanahan and Lynch. However, Salah going to the Jets, rebuilding his career. Obviously, I don't think everything that went wrong in Denver was his fault. I think the Jets are in that rebuilding stage, but they're in the right direction. I don't know whether or not Aaron Rodgers is going to want to go to the Jets. It just doesn't strike me. I mean, if he goes to the Jets, he's becoming Brett Favre. I think he's a couple of years removed from actually just joining the Vikings. I just don't. I genuinely don't see it. I really don't.
What's your view on
What
it,
do you think?
Shano?
It does seem like an awfully Madden-esque move
Mm.
for someone to sign someone like Aaron Rodgers, you know. But then, speaking of Madden-esque things, you'd be surprised if there's an offer in Eric DaCosta's inbox at some point over the next few months from the Jets for a certain number 8, because you know, and we need we obviously are in rebuilding as well because of everything that's gone on, and I wouldn't be surprised if LJ gets traded. Back to Rodgers, right? I think that as I said earlier on, I think the Jets are a decent quarterback away from being a very dangerous team. All the pieces are in place, or if they're not, they're getting there. They drafted really well, and those people that they drafted this year are going to be in their second year, so they'll already have a year of experience under their belt. The likes of Sauce Gardner, the likes of Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I think if
Hall.
exactly. And I think if they do
Yeah.
if he does go to the Jets, they're going to be very dangerous and team to look out for.
Shane, just a quick question. You said you were talking about Lamar Jackson getting traded.
Yes.
Isn't he out of contract in like 2 months?
You know what's going to happen? We're going to franchise tag him. That's what's going to happen. But you know what it's like. But this sport is crazy.
Yeah, I guess.
Nothing is sure. Nothing. You know, anything can happen now after the Super Bowl because everybody had such high hopes going into the season, and they all got dashed. And it all comes down to 2 teams, the best 2 teams in football. You know, and everybody else are going to be chasing basically. So they're going to be reassembling their armies to the best of their abilities.
Completely and utterly true. Right. We didn't get a chance to do this on Monday because we waffled on far too much, and Shana was hiding because, you know, he was skiving. He said he was working, but I don't believe him. So let's roll on to play of the divisional round, and we are going to start with Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo.
Oh, me. Okay, I'll start.
Shano.
Yes, no worries. But I've gone for, and as much as I hate to say it, probably the best tight end in football in Travis Kelce. He is absolutely.
Well, I've gone Travis Kelce. You've got Trevor
You
Lawrence.
went Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, sorry. In which case, I'm jumping ahead.
Oh my god! Look at these amateurs. These absolute amateurs can't even remember who they picked. Jesus, wet man.
Ready
I
to
know,
go.
man.
Chucked my hoodie on and jumped on. So anyway, my apologies. Trevor Lawrence. If you think back to where the Jags were last year, you know how mismanaged the organization was, the whole Urban Meyer debacle, right? And the fact that he's dragged that team to where they are, to where they finished this season, I definitely think he's been amazing, along with a lot of the other Jags players. And I think it was a case of when they was announced they were going to be London's team, we were given whoever, you know, the Jags or whatever. They're not very good. Yeah, but I think before long they're going to be a hot ticket because they're going to be a really good team. And with Trevor Lawrence at the helm, I think the Jags, anything is possible.
Urban Meyer still hasn't got a job.
Yeah, he'll never get another one.
No, saying that, I literally just googled him. Ollie, go on then. Shane's already given us the,
So Shane was calling Travis Kelce the best tight end in football.
Say it.
I'm going to go one better and say that I think he's the best pass catcher in football.
Wow.
Maybe on par with Jefferson. But I mean, 14 receptions for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. I know he's Mahomes' number 1 receiver, but he's still a tight end. That's exceptional numbers. And he just goes and pretty bangs it every week. He's very consistent. So yeah, 2 touchdowns was the difference, really.
nice. Mr. Perrins.
I've gone for the linebacker of all linebackers, Mr. Pro Bowl himself, Mr. All-American himself, Fred Warner. Oh my good God. Fred Warner against the Cowboys the weekend. I mean, I was talking to Ollie just before coming on, and we was talking after the game on Monday. We loved when the Cowboys lose, but we even love it even more when players step up. And I think defensively, defensively, the 49ers were fantastic the weekend. With the exception maybe Bosa. I think Bosa's been really, really quiet in the postseason, but Fred Warner has really brought it, like really, really brought it. I said a couple of weeks ago that a lot of the 49ers fan base try to compare him to Patrick Willis when they're completely different players. It's like Patrick Willis wasn't tackling, while Fred Warner is such a ball hawk. He can drop back into coverage, he can blitz, he can beat the edge, and just against the Cowboys, we saw absolutely everything. So like he got his 9 tackles, he forced a pick against Dak, and he was just there, like genuinely, he was absolutely all over the place. Brilliant,
But it's
brilliant.
funny. It's funny you talked about that Warner thing, the Warner Willis thing, because I saw a tweet the other day that said it's unfair that the Niners have gone from Willis and Bowman at linebacker to Greenlaw and Warner.
I heard a comment,
and I like Al Shahir as well. I think Al Shahir is a brilliant outside linebacker.
Al Shahir and Jimmy Ward, and I actually looked at our free agent list, and we have to re-sign a lot of them.
I heard a comment that they have, and it said Fred Warner is a cornerback playing at linebacker.
Yeah, I mean the way he covered CD Lamb on that play.
Oh, he dropped back, which was it should have been a touchdown. Yeah, no.
That was cornerback play.
All day long. I've gone for the guy who Buffalo couldn't stop, Mr. Joe Mixon. 20 carries, 105 yards, and a TD. Yes, okay, the TD was a little bit dubious, but it's still a touchdown, including a couple of catches for 18 yards. You know, he averaged 5.3 yards a carry. At any level of running back, that's good. You know, considering their main line is like run straight at big people and hope they don't get tackled. He just ripped Buffalo apart, and in the snow when it shouldn't have been that easy, you shouldn't have been able to run for 100 yards. He did.
Have you seen Buffalo fans are actually complaining at the fact that Cincinnati were wearing white?
Yeah, I saw that.
The fact they couldn't see the big bright red orange helmets.
Yeah. It's not like they're wearing like all white. They had like black strips, big numbers, you know. So like there's a floating helmet. There's a floating head.
You just imagine, ghost, there's a pumpkin.
It's that thing they make wine out of. Sour grapes.
Hey, I love that one. Brilliant. Love that one. NFL announced their honors list this week.
But if Bosa doesn't win DPOY, I'm kicking off on this podcast and outside this
Mate,
podcast.
you kick off last year as well. You kicked off last year about it.
Yeah, well, he should have won it last year too. Actually, he didn't have that good a year last year, but this year, yes.
Yeah, and you still complained. So,
yes.
yeah.
I didn't die on the hill last year. I died on Fred Warner's hill last year. This year, I'm dying on Nick Bosa's hill. DPOI.
Go on, but the floor is yours. Take it.
Who changed the screen? I'm looking at going, oh my God, that Ollie's right in my face. I mean, there are some players on there. I mean, we know that the MVP is the quarterback's trophy, which is wrong. We've said that. How many times have we said that?
A lot.
You know, Justin Jefferson has had absolute brilliant season. You know, when we announce our honors list in a bit, it will show that we've got a couple in there that should be in there. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Hurts, and there's 2 quarterbacks in the offensive player of the year in Hurts and Mahomes. Surely they should go, right, MVP, we're just going to call the best quarterback in the league. Offensive player should be anyone bar the quarterback on the offensive side of the field. Any skill players, tight end, wide receivers, running backs. Give more than a select few a chance to win an award.
It's the same with Rookie of the Year. I mean, me, you, and Tom a couple of years ago when who was
Jefferson
it?
didn't win it.
Herbert won instead of Jefferson.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. It was really, really stupid. I've never seen. I think the whole NFL went mad about that.
Yeah.
Jefferson, he broke every single receiving rookie record that there was.
I think if people hadn't kicked off as much as they did, Chase wouldn't have won it last year.
Possibly. I mean, you say if Nick Bosa doesn't win our Defensive Player of the Year, you're going to kick off.
Yeah.
I do think that Micah Parsons had a very good year.
Gone.
And he had...
Well,
I've not done anywhere. I do think Micah Parsons had an incredibly good year, and I don't think it's as clear-cut as Nick Bosa is going to win it as you think.
I read an
article.
Okay,
he's he's a sack leader. But Micah Parsons does everything.
I read an article saying he was getting twice as many votes as Micah Parsons.
Yeah, well,
49 out of 50 votes for the All-Pro team. I don't think Rookie of the Year is voted for by the fans.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, that is going to be a very good, interesting competition.
Is anyone going to either back me up or say I'm wrong on this?
I don't know. I've not heard.
I don't think Rookie of the Year is voted by the fans. I thought it was, same as all the others, voted by whoever votes for the AP guys.
Yes.
No idea. Possibly it's peers. Defensive one's going to be interesting. Defensive rookie. Obviously, you got Sauce Gardner.
Kelly's just said it is. I voted about 50 times for Hutch.
Good stuff. Good shout, bud. Good shout.
Sauce Gardner, Aiden Hutchinson, Tariq Woolen.
I was going to nominate Woolen in mine, but I couldn't bring myself to do a Seahawks bet.
Hey, that's fine.
I'd already done one, so I was like, I'm not doing another.
I mean, Woolen had a brilliant season. He was joint leader of interceptions. And so he should be there, defensive rookie. He should be there. I mean, but Aiden Hutch should probably win it. He was 9.5 sacks, 3 interceptions, stupid amount of tackles. They were thereabouts in all records, not just rookie records. So yeah, it's going to be a tight one. That one is. I
think Sauce has a chance too.
Sauce, yeah. It's Sauce. What he was leading. So he led the NFL in touchdowns not against. So as in not, he's not giving up touchdowns, least yardage given, and there was another one he led in. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. So he led like 3 of the top ones of the cornerbacks and what the main ones cornerbacks are. He should be there or thereabouts.
Looking at the coach of the year, the only one that shouldn't win it, in my opinion, is Sean McDermott. I think any of the others have a good chance.
Yep. Dable turned that team around. Peterson's turned that team around. Kyle Shanahan is consistently having his team in the playoffs, which
especially
is annoying.
and has had to deal with 3 quarterbacks this year.
Yeah. Any takes on it, Phil?
In terms of coach of the year, I did vote for. I did nominate Kyle. I think Kyle, he's had to deal with 3 different quarterbacks. We had like a pretty huge injury list at the beginning of the season, and now we're in the NFC Championship game. So I don't again jump on the bandwagon, San Francisco. But if I were to take Kyle Shanahan out of the equation, I think Doug Peterson in Jacksonville has done an amazing job. Considering the talent it's nearly the exact same talent that they had last year, this year, and look where they've got them. I'm a big fan of Campbell in Detroit. I think he's done exceptionally well. Those would be mine.
The guy 12 weeks ago that was saying to sack Kyle.
Yes, it was me 12 weeks ago. Honestly, yeah, I was so. Do you know what? I actually realise now that the problem wasn't Kyle Shanahan; it was Jimmy Garoppolo. Same head coach, same offensive coordinator, same team. Jimmy's not there, a third string quarterback is, and then we're outballing most of the teams. I'm just saying. Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo is sometimes the quarterback is the problem. Owners of the NFL don't always think that you have to fire your head coach. Maybe the likes of Aaron Rodgers are the problem in your organization. Just throwing it out there.
I think Aaron Rodgers is toxicity wherever he goes.
Oh my God, that Californian hippie! Jesus Christ.
So that's the minor award. Should we go on to the main awards? The one that the players really want to win, and that's our awards.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
All the
third
players
and
will
long
win our
awards.
Yeah, man. All of them want to win ours. So I'm going to go from what the NFL call minor to major. So the MVP we'll announce those last. So let's go with comeback player of
I think
the
we should
year.
I think we should just clarify that these were nominated just literally about 30 minutes before the actual nominations came out.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, because I remember doing it in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, we did this a couple of days yesterday morning, something like that. We have got Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Travis Kelce, and Gino.
Etienne Jr., not Kelsey.
I was going to say, Kelsey never had a come down, let alone a come back.
Yeah.
I am going to say there may be a theme with the guy in the bottom left-hand corner.
We're in the NFC Championship game. Jesus Christ, man. We've been undefeated since the Chiefs. Like,
hey. Got something there. Just give us your reasons, a quick one-liner why you've picked these players.
I'll go last.
I mean, Etienne Jr. is a bit of a weird one because obviously last year was his first year in the season, but I mean, he's come back from this injury and had a very, very good season.
Yeah. Shano?
And after Saquon's injury last year, what a great comeback. And Phil, the numbers don't lie, right? You can see the absolute evolution of a running back and evolution of a career that is Saquon Barkley.
Gino. I've gone for Gino. This guy's career was pretty much in the dumpster. Kelly agrees with you, Shano. And the way he's played this year and he's got his team to a playoff, deserves it. Phil?
Okay. I'm just going to go on a Stephen A. Smith kind of like short rant here for a second. CMC written off multiple times last year and the season beforehand in terms of his injury, claiming that he will, because of like the problems that he had with his knees and his ACL, he would never be the same player. Carolina literally threw him away to the 49ers. He has come to San Francisco. He has found himself in a system that works well for him, and he's actually his productivity is a lot higher than it was in the last couple of years in Carolina anyway. And I remember when the trade went through, it was described as a very mid-trade that the 49ers actually got robbed. The 49ers are now in the NFC Championship game. You say about Barkley, Shano. Barkley, yeah, he's had a pretty good year. The Giants got absolutely clapped in their playoff game. Whilst CMC scored a touchdown last week against them Cowboys. So if you want to talk about numbers, I'll talk about rings. So
he hasn't got one. You haven't got one yet. He hasn't got one yet.
Yet.
It's funny you talk about it being a mid-trade because when this trade went through, I started going crazy because I thought it was an incredible trade. My dad's like, yeah, but this guy's injured all the time. I'm like, yes, but when he's not injured,
Yeah.
I mean, considering he's labelled injury prone, I mean, we have a pretty consistent running game anyway. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's offense, I mean, it's been described as like a system offense. Like you could just plug in any, like he has thrown running backs at the wall so many times in his 5-year head coachship of the 49ers. Like you just draft 3rd and 4th rounders and instantly make them superstars. He resurrected the career of Raheem Mostert. So even though CMC is labelled as injury prone, he's not been injured since he's come to us. Like he hasn't.
5 years. This is Shanahan's 6th year, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's his 6th different leading rusher.
Yeah. But he hasn't been injured, and since he's joined the 49ers, we're undefeated.
Yeah.
And also, it's not on his shoulders for the whole offense.
Yes. Yes.
Coach of the year. Coach of the excuse me. Coach of the year. As I try not to die. We have gone. Shano has gone for Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni. Phil has gone boring. Ollie has gone for Doug Peterson from Jacksonville, and I've gone for Brian Dable from New York. I'm going to get Shane to get his rant out. Phil to get his rant out of the way first. You removed the wrong Ollie.
Oh, do you want me to go first?
Yes,
I didn't hear that. It cut out. Kyle Shanahan, third string quarterback, created one of the most elite offenses in the NFL and is head coachship of the most dominant defense in the NFL. Hence, all still being under the salary cap, so we're not going all in like the Rams have done and the Broncos have done. We are just in an exceptional situation where a third string rookie quarterback is playing in the NFC Championship game. And I also said he should be sacked 12 weeks ago.
Mr. Hope, Nick Sirianni.
Doug Peterson.
Wrong
one. Yeah, Doug Peterson.
Well, I mean, Doug Peterson, he's taken the mess that was the Urban Meyer reign in Jacksonville and turned them around and got them into the playoffs. He's taken Trevor Lawrence, made him a very, very good quarterback. And I mean, they ran the Chiefs close last week.
Definitely. Shano, he knows what the F he's doing. Nick Sirianni for the Eagles.
He does indeed, by the looks of it. Yeah, the 14-3 Eagles, who basically run the table in the opening, I think it was 10 or 11 weeks of the season, until they encountered a stubborn Washington team. They were undefeated. And I cannot wait. I will love it if they beat the Niners. Like you said, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, what a class team they've been, and Sirianni's been the head of that table.
And I will love it when Lamar Jackson leaves the Ravens.
What have I said? Why are you taking things so hard for?
Yeah, I've taken Dable. I mean, rookie head coach. Turned a team that was number 3 pick in the draft last year. Took a quarterback who was pretty much done in New York, made him wanted by teams now, and Saquon Barkley is rolling, and he's turned that team around, and it's be interesting what he could do with a second year under his belt in that team. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Mr. Hope has gone for Sauce. Shano's gone for Carl Hamilton. Phil has gone for Hutch, and I've gone for Tariq Woolen. Shano, go first.
It was Kyle Hamilton was the Ravens' first pick in the draft last year because we needed a safety, and what a stud he's been. He's played really well, and the fact that not everybody can try skills from college to the NFL level, but he has been elite. It's just a shame the rest of the team didn't share that mentality.
He didn't look too elite against Devontae Parker in New England. I'm just going to put it out there.
You saw Kyle Hamilton play this year, didn't you, Ollie?
Yep.
And I saw him play last year for Notre Dame. And when he did against Stanford, he stood out.
Yeah, I mean, we did. He was one of our draft profiles last year, wasn't he? Yeah. He's a brilliant player. Really, really good player. And it's one of these players that are going to grow. Mr. Hope, Hutch.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I'm Hutch.
Ollie, are you all right, bud?
No.
Phil, you talk about Hutch.
Okay. Just to start off with, I mean, all 4 of our picks were genuine coming out of college, gonna be NFL starters. I mean, I'm really been impressed with Kyle Hamilton. I knew he would be good coming into the NFL.
Yeah,
Sauce Gardner has blown me away.
Kyle Hamilton saying, I think he's been overlooked due to how poor the Ravens have been.
Yes, 100%, because I actually traded for him on.
Love that.
But let's be honest, call a spade a spade. Yes, I mean the Ravens have been massively underwhelming. Yet they had a winning record in the end, but they've been underwhelming. And their defense obviously hasn't had as much praise as it probably should do because of how bad the offense has been. Anyway, I picked for Aiden Hutchinson. Partially, playing defensive end at university anyway, so I kind of know the position quite well. He's gone into that organization, and I love players that aren't just great in their positions, but also make other people around them great. And I just remember going back to Hard Knocks when he did his initiation and he's singing Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, and
Love
it's
that.
one of his first couple, his first couple of months in that organization, and he's already engulfed and he's embraced it. And you just saw from that little snippet there that he's loved by his teammates. And again, we can compare to other players that aren't liked by their teammates. It has a detrimental effect on them. And bearing in mind the great stuff that's gone into the Detroit Lions this year, Aiden Hutchinson has not just been a really, really great pass rusher, but again, he's almost been very Fred Warner-esque, where he's dropped into coverage and caught interceptions. So he just seems that he will only get better. He will probably on the same par at some point as maybe the Bosa brothers. Genuinely, I think he'll develop into that. I don't think he'll be like a JJ Watt, but I think he's going to be into that particular bracket going forwards. So I'm over the moon.
When I saw that snippet of Billie Jean, I thought this guy's a leader on his team already, and he's a
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Kelly
loves this guy.
absolutely loves this guy.
What a baller!
And, her little girl has a teddy bear with a Lions t-shirt on, and it's called Hutch.
Does she have a Hutch jersey too?
Yes,
She
she
should
has
get a
Hutch
Hutch
jersey
jersey.
too.
Amazing.
Ollie Sauce. Ollie
I mean-
Sauce. Hey.
I mean, apart from releasing Sauce's sauce with Buffalo Wild Wings, this guy hasn't done much wrong this season.
No.
I mean, you just went through all the stats earlier. Least percentage of touchdowns given, people throwing away from him from the start. He wore a little cheese hat. I mean, he's just a bit of a character and also a great football player.
Yeah.
I will make an admission here. During his combine, I was underwhelmed by him. Watching him actually on game tape, seeing him twice against New England, yeah, that guy's unbelievable. What he did against Green Bay, he shut them down, and other teams he's played against, he's gone against this year. He kept Tariq Hill, he kept quiet, he kept Waddle quiet against Miami. Yeah, this guy's going to be another absolute another.
Kelly, Sauce and the Cheese Hat wins him Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
So, Kelly, I'm confused. You want Hutch or Sauce?
I've gone for someone who was picked the lowest out of our 4 rookies. He was in the 4th round. He's starting to make that Seattle defense look like the Legion of Boom again.
No, they will never be anywhere close to the Legion of Boom again.
I said starting to make it look like. This guy's got 6 interceptions. He's got 3 touchdowns. He is a ball hawk. He is a great corner, and he's going to have a great career in front. Tariq Woolen, doff my cap, my friend, for a 4th round pick doing that well.
Oh, Kelly says Sauce Rookie of the Year, Hutch Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I did almost contemplate Marcus Jones for New England. I won't lie, but I'm not copying. I'm not copying the guy who's now below me.
Well, I mean, it's actually in this round that Shane's done it, not Phil.
Yeah, I had to put one Raven on my list, at least somewhere.
To be honest, I'm surprised Phil didn't go for Drake Jackson.
No, well, I haven't seen enough of him. We haven't seen enough of him, which right. Always makes me feel.
I also thought your offensive rookie of the year might have been someone like Danny Gray, because he's had a great season.
Yes, right. Yes, someone that I think I've seen play once on special teams.
I think he's caught 1 pass.
Offensive rookie of the year. So Shane has gone for Chris Olave, who we know is very high on this guy. Ollie's gone for Kenneth Walker. I've taken Christian Watson, and Phil's not chosen anyone.
Oh.
Phil, talk us through, mate.
No, I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to pair Brock Purdy, the next big thing, Brock Purdy. But I will be his advocate. I will be his advocate and speak on his behalf. Brock Purdy started the season as not just a backup, but a backup to a backup. He was Mr. Irrelevant, and now he is Mr. Relevant. His story will be told in years to come in a Hollywood biopic where he will be played by Tom Holland himself. Genuinely, if we win the Super Bowl, he will have a statue outside Levi's. He will be compared to Montana, Young, and Purdy. But in all seriousness, I mean, he's coming to the NFL in probably the worst timing for the organization. They lose their number one, Trey Lance, in the second game of the season. Then they lose their backup, Jimmy Garoppolo, who was their number one. So you've got your two leaders over the last couple of years out. And Brock Purdy's come in, and he's led the team. And we can argue he's got CMC, he's got Kittle, he's got Debo, he's got Ayuk, he's got Mitchell, he's got Williams, he's got all these amazing weapons beside him. But he's still the one that has to throw the ball. He's still the one that has to snap. He's the one that still has to call the audibles. He's the one that we're trusting to win the games. And he has gone up against Brady and beat him. He has gone up against the Cowboys and beat them. He has beat the Commanders. He has beat the Raiders. He has beaten every single thing that's come in front of him over the last 7 games now he's undefeated?
Yeah, I think it's 7.
Yeah.
7 games?
8.
So that's honestly, keep context. Yes, he didn't start the season, but he was the last player picked, and yet he is one of the last ones standing, and he's making the most impact. I'm just saying.
Kelly is agreed. He's saying he's good, but considering the entire season's got to be Kenneth Walker, especially the team he's playing in. As we've just said that, Ollie, would you like to elaborate more on Mr. Walker?
Well, Kenneth Walker III, he's had the most consistent season of anyone.
Yeah.
I think he got over 1,000 rushing yards in the end.
I believe so.
After what's his face got injured, can't remember his name. Is it Rashad Penny?
Yeah, Rashad Penny.
He took over as number one rush for the Seahawks, and he was banging in consistently 90, 100 rushing yards a game. I mean, I know, Ollie, you were really high on him coming out of college. You had him. I think you had him as the number one running back on your draft board, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
And I think he's lived up to that. Although I would like to clarify, I think if Breece Hall had a full season, he would have been winning either Offensive Rookie of the Year or Rookie of the Year.
Definitely. Shano, you are very high on this guy.
I have been high on Chris Olave, yeah, and as anybody knows, and it's well documented on this podcast, that I don't know a lot about college football, but it's something about him when he was at Ohio State. Something stood out. You knew he was going to be a star, and no matter who took him. So the Saints took a chance in the first round and took him. 72 receptions for 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. But I believe he got injured, at some point in the season, or I think his output.
Concussion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the dreaded C word. I think his output would have doubled that at least. And the fact that he was pretty much the Saints' main offensive weapon, I'm really high on this guy. I think he's going to have a hell of a career.
I've taken Christian Watson.
Someone else
about half. I mean, 10 touchdowns this season, majority of them after London. We know Aaron Rodgers doesn't like rookie wide receivers. He doesn't trust them. He always tries and trips them up by stupid little hand signals that they're meant to know. And to have that, and to have nearly 1,000 rushing season, I think it's 800 something yards, or receiving season, and 10 touchdowns. Yeah, that's been brilliant.
I've got some just to quickly interject. I've got some breaking news. Despite missing Wednesday and Thursday practice, McCaffrey has stated that he is playing on Sunday.
Goddamn right he is.
I have noticed that Mahomes is walking as well.
He was full participant in practice on Wednesday, Mahomes.
We'll cover that when we get to the games in a bit. Defensive Player of the Year. Shano, I love you. Matt Judon, legend.
Like I said, but I've always had a soft spot for him when he played for us. And I'm super jealous he actually got to meet the bloke. And the fact that with players that used to play for the Ravens in that vaunted defense, the likes of CJ Mosley when they move on, or Matt Judon when they move on, like in my eyes, they tend to dip a little bit. I know CJ's first season in New York, he was injured, but he hasn't been the same player since he was on the Ravens. But the fact that Judon has kept up his consistency, in being absolutely class at what he does, and that high, he was like chasing pretty much Ollie's buddy for the sack race most of the year, wasn't he?
Yeah, but now all he needs to pay up because he didn't.
As I think class, he's definitely my pick.
I think it's interesting that none of us actually nominated Chris Jones, who was obviously nominated for Defensive Player of the Year by the NFL.
A certain little kid upstairs would do. Phil's taken Nick Bosa. Wrong.
Yeah, I'm actually taking the Bosa that stays healthy and is actually terrifying to offenses. Most sacks, and everyone's absolutely scared senseless of him. That's it.
Second in the sack race, Henderson Reddick. Ollie.
I feel like I can say the same.
Yeah.
Sacks a lot of people, everyone's scared of him.
Micah Parsons. It doesn't matter where he lines
No one's
up.
afraid
Linebacker, defensive end, defensive interior, corner. He is as good as a player, no matter what 11 positions you put him in on that defensive side of the ball. And
goes missing in big games.
He got to Brady more than anyone else in that one, and he's got to Purdy.
Yeah, but that's like saying, "Oh man, I got to the pensioner that was standing outside the post office the quickest." Like, that's yay! He managed to tackle down an old man.
I heard Mike McGlinchey was actually emptying his pockets the other day. He took out his keys, his wallet, and Micah Parsons.
And his jock, and Micah Parsons was right next to his jock strap. So I'm just saying.
Right, offensive player of the year. Shano's gone for Travis Kelce. Phil has gone for Justin Jefferson. Ollie has gone for Tyreek Hill, and I have gone for Josh Jacobs.
Ooh.
I want to go first. Sod you lot. I normally go that. Josh Jacobs in that very average offense with a very average O-line managed to rush for 1,500 yards this year.
I believe he was a leading rusher.
He was the leading rusher this year. He was in the top 3 for touchdowns this year in all of the offense behind Jefferson and Tyreek Hill. This guy deserves it. He bleeds black and silver. He played with calf injuries. He played with all kinds of injuries this season. This guy deserves it, and
he'll be in Kansas City next season.
Yeah, probably. Raiders, you need to pay this guy. You really need to do. Now you're going to let Carr go. You're going to have loads of extra cap. Pay this guy.
I reckon Jacobs in Kansas City and Barkley in Buffalo.
Oh, don't. That'd be so scary. My fellow OG, Tyreek Hill.
Well, everyone was saying Tyreek Hill won't have a good season. Tua can't throw the ball far. It was all Mahomes.
Tua didn't play that half the games. That's why.
This guy hates Tua. So just for the rest of the segment, we'll go with this. So everyone was saying that, and he's proved that wrong. I can't remember whether he finished first or second in rushing, in receiving yards, and he had a hell of a season. And
he was first, I think.
Yeah, I feel like if Tua or Teddy would have been playing, they would have actually put up a fight in the playoffs.
Probably right. Phil, Jay Jetters.
Genuinely, I don't think we've seen a wide receiver who has had such a great season in the NFL since mid days of Megatron and Randy Moss. I mean, that's not overlook the fact that the Vikings were one and done. I mean, they went out of the playoffs with such a whimper after having a very misleading record going into the postseason. But he has been phenomenal, like to watch over the course of the season. And what happens in Minnesota over the next couple of years, I think JJ's been phenomenal. And we were talking a while ago of him being MVP. And I think if the Vikings were still
been nominated for MVP.
Oh, no, but like in terms of us talking about MVP, because I don't think has anyone voted for MVP in this? Because I didn't.
Ollie did.
Oh, okay.
Only good thing about the Vikings, according to Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, considering they have some amazing offensive weapons, and then Kirk Cousins, he has really stood out. Like they have some amazing players, and I generally think he's been phenomenal. I think he's been the best wide receiver in the NFL pound for pound this year.
Him and Chase, when they're fully developed and fully understand the NFL, and they're going to be scary. Scary.
Oh my god, yeah.
It shows that we haven't gone for Chase this year. None of us have gone for Chase, but Chase has missed quite a few games with injury this year. I think otherwise he would be definitely in that class. Mr. Griddy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the big one.
Shane's not talked about Travis Kelce.
But we can move on.
Yeah.
I'll be very, very quick, right? Very quick.
Go on,
two things that my buddy above me hasn't already said. 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns so far this season. Travis Kelce is immense.
Yeah, and my son loves him. And his podcast with his brother's brilliant.
Yeah,
I haven't listened to it yet. Has anybody tuned into the Tom Brady podcast? Oh my god, it's the worst thing ever. It actually is the worst thing ever.
I listened to a bit about what he had to say about his future.
Yeah, I've listened to a couple of episodes now, and oh my good god, it's so self-serving. Like it really is.
The thing is, have you listened to the most recent episode?
Yeah.
The one that Tom Brady wasn't on, and it was actually a good podcast.
Oh no, I didn't see it. I saw the last one that he was on because I know he's been in Miami recently looking at schools.
Yeah, he missed the most recent one, so it was just Jim Gray and Larry Fitzgerald, and it was actually pretty good.
Okay, but I haven't.
Well, let's be honest, they give a podcast to anybody these days.
Hey. He's here a week, folks. Well, for about another half an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, it is MVP time. Our nominees are Shane has gone for Mr. Patrick Mahomes, who could beat anyone with one leg. Phil has gone for Joey Cool, Joe Burrow. Ollie has taken Jalen Hurts, and I've taken Justin Jefferson.
I mean, really, Ollie Butler Henderson, as you should have kept the theme going and gone for Brock Purdy.
Going through the
I actually thought your computer screen frozen for a second. They're going, did he not pick that up? It's great. Right, so because obviously I said about my reason for JJ. Go on, Ollie. You state yours for JJ.
Exactly what this gentleman said about JJ. This guy should have won Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year in his first season.
He won Offensive Rookie of the Year, but not Rookie of the Year, I think.
Yeah. He's consistently been top 3 receiver in the league every year, touchdowns, receiving yards. Brought the Griddy to our attention, which literally I watch 12, 13, 14 kids every Thursday and Saturday do it at training and matches.
Please, next time, just sub them all if they do the Griddy. Just sub them.
No, the latest one's the Marcus Rashford celebration.
Oh, focus.
Yeah. That's a good celebration. I like that celebration.
But yeah, the guy deserves it. He really, really does, in my opinion. I'm going to go you, Mr. Shane. As missed you.
Just like I said, Patrick Mahomes, what more needs to be said that hasn't already been said? So far since day one of the season, 43 passing touchdowns. They say something about a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. But I wouldn't mind. I would take this one-legged man with me into an ass-kicking contest. What a guy, what a player, MVP caliber, right there.
Mm-hmm. Philo?
I really love Joe Burrow. I mean, I willed them to win in the AFC Championship game last year, and I've really wanted them to win the Super Bowl last year as well. I just really, really like him. He's a very someone described him on social media as being a very cocky and humble quarterback, and I think that comes down to the fact that he's good. He knows he's good, but he doesn't brag about how good he is. And I just think he's just brilliant. I mean, he's had. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And the fact that he literally destroyed Josh Allen last weekend, he has consistently Patrick Mahomes' number. And I think they're going to beat the Chiefs again on Sunday. I just think he's really cool. I mean, obviously, I don't want them to win the Super Bowl, but I think Joe is such an amazing talent, and he really brings it on in. I don't think he's a great regular season quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a very good regular season quarterback. But I think there's just something about the postseason that just raises the bar. I think, very much what happened used to be with like Eli Manning and like Tom Brady to a degree, where it's just that playoffs that he just ups his game by 10. So yeah, I think he's really
into it. If Bengals go on and win Sunday, do we start saying that Joe Burrows is above Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes?
I definitely think above Josh Allen.
I think we can say that he's on par. I don't think we can say above.
I think winning 2 AFC Championship games puts him above Josh Allen.
Yeah, but not above Patrick Mahomes.
Well, he'd have to win a Super Bowl to be above Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has been to the Super Bowl twice, so he's won 2 AFC Championship games. If Joe Burrow wins another AFC Championship game, that's a different conversation. It's like saying, people talk about Brady and Manning, but people overlook the fact that Roethlisberger won 2 Super Bowls in that period, and no one talks about Big Ben being in the same bracket as Manning and Brady when he was very much as elite of them at one point. So, yeah. I just think I just really, really like him. Sorry, I know I've gone on a bit of a tangent on my picks, but I really like him.
Ollie.
So Jalen Hurts was sort of the surprise package of the season. Nobody saw him making the steps that he did have. I mean, he led the Philly to number 1 seed, best record in the NFL, 14-3. He's probably the best rushing quarterback that's left at the moment. So yeah, and Nick Sirianni clearly knows what the F he's doing. And apparently Jalen Hurts is like Michael Jordan, according to Nick Sirianni.
But do we not think, though? I mean, I do think a lot of Jalen Hurts' development has been because he's had an amazing backup quarterback to really help his development.
Oh, no!
So I think with Gardner Minshew has really helped, like the leadership, the determination, the sportsmanship of Jalen Hurts. So if we're going to give Jalen Hurts MVP, can we not give out a massive side award to the man that's the Mr. Miyagi to Jalen Hurts?
I can't wait for all 3 of you to be brought down to reality this off-season when he does not get picked up for a starting job.
We will open the voting on our Twitter account on Monday. I'll ping them out on Monday before the show on Monday. So the voting will be open on Monday. They will stay open until the 1st of February at about 9 o'clock-ish. I think I'll close it so we can have a look at them over 24 hours before the show goes live on Thursday. So our awards will be given out before the NFL awards.
Well, the nominations happened before, apart from yours, Ollie.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, we will vote for them. Phil says he's got a very good This Week in Football when the banner opens. There you go.
All right, boys and girls, welcome to
butchering the voice.
Welcome to This Week in NFL History. Now, considering the 4 of us are massive NFL fans, I've managed to find 2 pieces of information that happened concerning all of our teams in this week's in Sports Ball. Ladies and gentlemen, let us cast ourselves back to 1995. Candlestick Park, San Francisco, California, for the third straight year in a row, the Dallas Cowboys against the San Francisco 49ers. Troy Aikman against Steve Young for the third time. In this instance, though, where in previous encounters, the Cowboys unjustifiably beat the 49ers, but Steve Young finally managed to get that monkey off his back in a dominating 38-28 matchup. Now, no more talk about the 49ers consistently beating the Cowboys. We've already had it enough weeks already on ESPN and Fox. Let us bring us back.
Was that when Steve Young literally ripped the monkey off his back?
He literally ripped the monkey off his back. It was a gorilla size, if you remember. This time, I'm going to bring us all the way back to January 22, 2012. Mr. Shane, Mr. Butley Henderson, what happened on January 22nd, 2012? Do we know, gents? Do we know?
Lateral pass to from Tom Brady to Julian Edelman to get it right, who then bombed the pass down the line to tie off Danny for a touchdown.
Who was the opponent?
That'd be my guy who sat in the bottom right-hand corner down there.
Now, for context in this game, it was obviously the New England Patriots against the Baltimore Ravens in a close game at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Now, the final 14 seconds of the game, the Patriots up 23-20, but Billy Cundiff's kick went wide left. Now, this game alone had quite a lot of controversy because a little bit of clock mismanagement. Maybe there was something wrong with the boards, but the Baltimore Ravens generally thought when it was the second down that it was actually their first down, and when it was third down, they thought it was second, and when it was fourth down, Harbaugh didn't call for a timeout because he thought he actually had one more down. He realized quite late on that they had to kick for a field goal. Now, I don't know why Harbaugh didn't call for that timeout. Who knows? But he made Billy Cundiff run onto the pitch breathless because he was sprinting on, and he sliced his kick wide left, crushing the Ravens out of the championship game. Now, don't get me wrong, the Patriots then went on and then lost to the Giants. I think. Was that? Yeah, it was that game. Yes.
No.
Yes.
I mean, it was a game that both teams genuinely needed to win because the Patriots at that time had not won a Super Bowl in 6 years. They had not won a Super Bowl in 6 years. And then you had the Ravens trying to justify having their super team and thinking that Joe Flacco at one point was an elite quarterback.
Man.
I mean, he did.
I'm sorry.
Slander. I will not tolerate any slander against Joe Cool.
Nah.
What? Montana? Morris?
Yeah, you've got to be very careful with that pronouncing that kicker's name.
Cundiff. Billy Cundiff.
It's okay. Not everybody can have the best kicker to ever exist, you know.
Robbie Gold.
Hey, we have.
Shut your daft.
28.
Vinatieri?
Bryce, as I said, this is the hill I will die on.
Vinatieri's the only Hall of Fame kicker, mate.
I know who he is, yeah. I'm not.
Colts?
I know who he is.
Oh, yeah, Patriots.
Yeah, Colts. Yeah, Colts, true. We're at championship weekend, gentlemen. We are finally at championship weekend. We have 3 more games of the 2022-ish 23 season left to play.
Don't forget the Pro Bowl, flag football.
Oh my God. I can't wait to watch a flag game. They're actually calling it a flag game.
Yeah, they're actually calling it flag football. It's basically going to be skill players against skill players, which that is actually good. Looking forward to seeing that.
Ollie, just a quick one. My battery's dying because I've been at work all day and I'm done my best to charge my phone, but it's slowly dying. Can I do my predictions really quickly and
Go on,
then
then.
do my really quickly and then you lot can just finish the show off? Is that okay?
I'm going to add one little extra thing to predictions. I need to know the game with the most yardage and the game with the most points.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Okay, then. I'm going to go, I think the Super Bowl will be contested between, Jesus, the Bengals. I hate to say that. And the Niners, because of course they will, right? Bollocks, because of course they will. And I think the most yardage will be in the Bengals Chiefs game, to be fair.
On the points?
And the points will be, I think the points will be in the Niners Eagles game.
Ooh.
I know.
Cool. Nice one, Shado.
Like I said, do you want to do my bets now, or do you want to just put them on Twitter?
Tree. You got time to fire it on?
Yeah, I got like 17%. And just really quickly, all these bets will be on Sky Bet as of right now. So get your bets in as soon as you can. Please gamble responsibly, obviously. There's a touchdown treble with Sky Bet at the moment. CMC, Travis Kelce, and Jamar Chase all to score at any time is 7-1. I think they're giving you money with that.
Yeah,
I really do. So that's one of them. And my other one, I also have two more. Sorry, most playoff passing yards. Patrick Mahomes is 9-1, which again I think they're giving you money. Just out of interest, Big Cock Brock is 6-5 for most passing yards, and Joe Burrow is evens.
Ooh.
And yes, I know. And most playoff receiving yards. This is an interesting one. Kittle is 9-1. Jamar Chase is 11-8. AJ Brown is 14-1. And Kelsey is 13-2. My personal pick, I probably would go with Kittle, to be fair, 13-2. I think that's as I said, I think that's really good odds. So get your bets on Sky Bet. All these bets will be on Twitter as well as soon as the podcast finishes. If not tonight, then 100% tomorrow. And as I said, go for it, have a punt, bit of fun. Please gamble responsibly.
Shado, thank you very much, mate.
I love you. Enjoy the rest of the show. I'll catch you soon, okay?
Bye, Shano.
See you later, dude.
Eagles.
Yeah. Interesting. I love those. There's some really good bets in that one.
Yeah.
Some really good bets in that one. Yeah, so shall we start with the NFC game? Because obviously your game is up first, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
Yes. I think this will be a very, very tough game, and I think it'll be a very, very close game. But I have the Niners to nick it.
Yeah.
Niners by 2.
Mr. Parent?
I'm gonna go Niners by a score. I think our game will have the most yardage because I think we will run. I mean, we have the best run offense and we're playing against the worst run defense. It's not right. I do not think it's going to be a walkover. I don't think any genuine 49er fan thinks it's going to be a walkover. But I don't think it's going to be completely one-sided like some of the analysts are saying in terms of our game.
I'm also going to put the yardage to this game too.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. I really hope that Kyle doesn't play too conservative because I thought he was doing that last weekend against the Cowboys. But I mean, we're playing up against the best team that we would play this season, but at the same time, the Eagles are up against the best team this season. And just a little bit as well before I shut up in terms of how the Eagles are. We can talk about Jalen Hurts not playing against the Cowboys, but it was the defense that conceded well over 30 points that game against that Eagles offense. Sorry, against that Cowboys offense. And we stifled the Dallas Cowboys offense. So I think the 49ers will nick it. It will not should. All right. I think they will nick it. It's not going to be an easy game, but I think the Niners by a score.
Nice. Ooh,
Ollie?
Lost me earphone. Yeah. I'm it pains me to say it, but yeah, I think it's you guys as well. Yeah, it's going to be close. It's going to be a really, really good game.
Yeah.
So we've all gone Bengals. We've all gone Niners. So go and put your money on Eagles and KC. Knowing our luck, how it goes. But yeah, it's going to be a really good game. I mean, you've got two very good electric offenses. You've got Jalen Hurts is probably a really, really good
Kelly's going
mobile
Eagles and
quarterback.
Bengals. Kelly's going Eagles and Bengals.
Jalen Hurts is a very mobile quarterback and is very slippery. And he rushes. He's one of the leading rushers of the year.
Kelly's decided to be a non-believer.
Don't blame her. But I do think it is just gonna be you because I just think your defense is enough to stop them.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
AFC game.
Here's my thoughts. Joe Burrows has beaten Patrick Mahomes 3 times.
Yep.
This time, Patrick Mahomes isn't 100%. Yes, I know he was full participant in practice yesterday and today, but he can't do what he's been doing every other time. So I'm going to go Cincinnati. I mean, Kelly says, I thought Brady was going to get to the Super Bowl. Yeah, well, that's just said like a true New England fan.
Yeah, I mean, I've said to Noah a few times this week because obviously Finn's Bengals and Noah's KC. I said to him, don't be surprised if Cincinnati beat you. And I have given my reason is Mahomes' limitation this week due to his injury. Yeah. That is the problem. Fully fit Mahomes is a completely different outcome. But I still saying that I still think, a fit Mahomes would probably struggle against the Cincinnati team at the moment because
he's 0-3 against Cincinnati with Joe Burrows.
And as you said earlier on in the show, Burrows goes up a level in playoff. It is like Prime Manning, Prime Brady, Big Ben,
Prime Purdy.
These players almost got through with that then. These players go up a level in playoffs. Brady is a prime example of going up a level in a playoff.
Yeah.
So, I think it is Cincinnati's to, I'm not going to say lose, but it is. But the problem is what's coming out of Cincinnati. They're calling it Burrowhead, and they're going out there, they're so confident, so almost arrogant that they go into Kansas and going to win. And it's, that sometimes can bite you in the ass.
Yeah, I just think as well, we can talk about the 49ers last year just very quickly, Ollie, in terms of we absolutely schooled the the Rams. We beat them in the divisional games, and then we got to the championship game, and then we lost. The Bengals have had the number of the Chiefs for quite some time now, and I don't think it's going to be very confidently that they're going to. The Chiefs. It could go either way. The Bengals are going to either come in with a massive load of momentum and really, really push it to and lock down. If they can lock down Kelsey and contain Mahomes, I think that's their key to victory.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Mahomes as well. I mean, I think Burrow is going to have a really, really tough game, tougher than he had against the Bills.
Can I confirm your choices for most yardage? Combined yardage.
This game. Oh, sorry.
NFC game.
Yeah, the NFC game, sorry.
NFC. Shane went AFC. I'm going NFC. Phil's going NFC.
Yeah.
Game with the highest points.
AFC.
This game. Yeah.
AFC. Yeah. I think so I've gone AFC. Phil's gone AFC. Shane's gone NFC. And Ollie has also gone AFC.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
A little extra thing there. I will be adding on our combined points from our early beyond predictions for playoff teams, winners and all that. I am going to add the gentleman that's below us was the only one who got all the AFC teams. No, the NF or the AF. I can't remember which one of the conference. AFC games correct. Division winners correct. So Doff my cap to that, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Most definitely. As I said earlier on, our voting for the honours will be open on Twitter on Monday. They will be pinned to the top of it. So just go ahead and vote. They will be shared around social media, the link to social media all around. So please go ahead and vote. Share it amongst your mates, retweet it once you've voted so it all gets out there. More the merrier. We'll be back, probably incredibly tired on Monday. But we will be back on Monday to review what hopefully is two brilliant championship games. We are now have the 4 best teams in the NFL at the moment. This season has come down to this, and we can't say that because they are the 4 best teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to Sunday's football. Really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to talking about it with you guys on Monday morning and Monday evening. We'll be back 8:30 Monday evening on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and now on Twitch, which we will be going live on Twitch. Yeah, we are now streaming on Twitch.
And hopefully Apple Podcasts.
And hopefully we will be on Spotify, and we will try and get it up on Apple, Google App Podcasts and all that lot. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you Monday evening. Stay safe all.
Bye.